So this is cauliflower cheese, which I've made with leftover cauliflowers that we had with our roast meal yesterday. So first of all, I made a roux. I did actually forget to take a picture of that at the beginning. And a roux basically is a bit of butter and some flour, and you cook it till it's in a ball. Then you add the milk, as I've done there. So then I stir that in and get it to cook. Add some pepper, and then cook it down. And I've grated some cheese. And then when you can see when the sauce is then starting to boil, I then added the cheese and I then mixed it all in. Again, I've got some pepper in there. And then I popped it with some breadcrumbs on the top just to add some flavour and some wholemeal to it. And then this is the finished result. Hi everyone, so today I'm doing another recipe from Jamie's One Pot. This one here that I was supposed to be doing recipes from all month, but obviously you know what it's like, things don't always happen like that, do they? As usual, being me, I'm not doing it exactly as he says, mainly because he says to cook the onions in like the casserole in an oven for 30 minutes, which makes no sense. So I'm just going to quickly fry the onions on the hob, and I'll take a video of that when I'm doing it. Then I'm going to shove everything else just in a, I kind of found a sort of casserole-y dish. Yeah, I'll do, won't it? And I'll put everything else in and I'm just going to bung it in the oven and see what happens. Okay, so I've got the onions cooking, you see, in a pan, right? And they're just cooking on a low heat, and then I'm going to shove everything else in the casserole dish. So by the time they're cooked, I can just bung the onions in and then shove it in the oven. Okay, so I put the rice in at the bottom, can you see? Probably not because it's full of water. And I've also used taco mixed beans, because I just felt like using those. I'm not a big fan of red kidney beans. It also says to use red wine vinegar. I don't really like red wine vinegar. And then also I'm going to shove in some sun-dried tomatoes because I bought them. I saw them in the shop, I thought they'd be quite nice. You're supposed to use red peppers, but I've just bought some of those ones. And you're supposed to use sun-dried tomato paste. Well, you know, I've got some of that pesto sun-dried. I'm sure it'll be fine. Okay, so I've cut all those up, put them in. Looks a bit oily, hopefully it'll be okay. Okay, so I've just added the cooked onions and mixed it all in, and now I'm going to cook it in the oven for 30 minutes. Okay, so that's about half an hour. I've just stirred it. It's just a bit watery for my liking, so I'm going to bung it back in the oven for probably about 15 more minutes. Okay, so I completely lost track of time doing something else. So this has actually now been in for 50 minutes, but as you can see, it's all nice and ready to go, and there's loads of it. So that'll do me for tea for a couple of nights at least. So I was in a bit of a rush, so I put together a bit of a cheese pesto pasta, popped some water on. You can see the ingredients that I use, and then chopped all these sun-dried tomatoes and peppers up. And then I thought I fancy some garlic toast with it, so got a clove of garlic, and as you can see here, put some bread in the toaster, toasted it, and then what you do is you just rub the garlic on to the toast, and it makes it all really quite strong and garlicky. And then I mixed it all together when it was finished.